Okay, as long as we're being excessive, we're still in the Bluebird notebook. And hopefully this will be the last one. Try Hard by M. Rusciano. She was another wonderful Australian author I read over there. She's a comedian. She wrote a letter to her daughters, and I wrote this quote from it. When you find yourself on the precipice of a complete emotional breakdown, ask yourself the following questions. 1, am I tired? 2, have I eaten enough? 3, am I thirsty? 4, when did I last exercise? 5, what is coming up for me that I'm worried about? I totally try to apply those questions whenever I feel like I'm on the verge of having a tantrum. When one loses the deep, intimate relationship with nature, then temples, mosques, and churches become important. That's a quote from Krishnamurti. And now we're into The Alchemist. I'm not going to bother with any quotes from that. Marriage, A History by Stephanie Kuntz. The historical transformation in marriage over the ages has created a similar paradox for society as a whole. Marriage has become more joyful, more loving, and more satisfying for many couples than ever before in history. At the same time, it has become more optional and brittle. These two strands cannot become disentangled. Hungry Heart by Jennifer Weiner, an author who I really respect. Want to make the world holler, be female, then stand up and say, this thing I created, this thing I made as a woman for other women is worth something. And she says, may I have the confidence of a mediocre white man. Big Magic by Liz Gilbert. Probably my favorite book by her. She has a quote from Rob Bell: don't rush through the experiences and circumstances that have the capacity to transform you. And she says, don't let go of your courage the moment things stop being easy or rewarding, because that's the moment interesting begins. More Anne Lamott, because she's my girl. My partner says joy and curiosity are the same thing. Joy is always a surprise and often a decision. I love that. I shall allow no man to belittle my soul by making me hate him. Booker T. Washington. We've got another Anne Lamott book here, Bird by Bird, probably my favorite by her. Freedom fighters don't always win, but they are always right. Molly Irvins. I can't read my own writing. 3 minutes in. That quote was already read elsewhere. I've learned that many people, this is from Chelsea Handler, Life Will Be the Death of Me. I've learned that many people are just bridges to someone else. Some people become bridges that you take back and forth to get back to yourself. That's how I interpret self-defining relationships, the people who bring you back to you. All Fall Down by Jennifer Weiner. This is a quote from the beginning. It's taken from Nora Ephron. She's talking about why she writes stories. I have it in bullet points here. Because if I tell the story, I control the version. Because if I tell the story, I can make you laugh, and I would rather have you laugh at me than feel sorry for me. Because if I tell the story, it doesn't hurt as much. Because if I tell the story, I can get on with it. And again, that's Nora Ephron. We've got The Last American Man, also by Liz Gilbert. He told me that one of the reasons people are so unhappy is they don't talk to themselves. He said you have to keep a conversation going with yourself throughout your life to see how you're doing, to keep your focus, to remain your own friend. And then Everything is Fucked by Mark Manson, and this will be the end of it. Values cannot be changed through reason, only through experience. And that'll be it. Okay, bye, Bluebird Notebook. Toodaloo.